I promise you folks, this is not clickbait. This is not a joke. This is not none of that. This is legit. This is an account who got their first ever 60,000 blood clear in Abyss 1, the top chest, before they ever had Kigiri. So they used a very unexpected legendary who's been a bench warmer for 99.9% of accounts. That's going to be MALRIK, and honestly for this content, he's crazy. We've been sleeping on him way too long. Let's go. Guys, this really was an insanely fun video to make. I cannot believe that functionally, not in how they're actually being used in the battle, but in terms of taking one out, putting one in, MALRIK is going to be a Kigiri replacement. It's mind-blowing. I had a ton of fun. I had a blast putting this together. If you appreciate this and you want to see more content like this, if you have ideas, suggest them, but also make sure you're subscribed because we have fun videos coming out every single day. We put out at least one Watcher video every single day. Thank you. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like MALRIK, and let's get into it.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
How the heck are you guys? I'm Fastidious. Welcome to the channel. We have an all-time exciting video today. This is going to be an Abyss guide, an Abyss showcase, but it's not what you expect. Well, if you saw the thumbnail, it is what you expect, but it's not what you would have expected if you didn't know this video existed. This is going to be an Abyss run, Abyss 1, 60k as you can see here. I just was practicing, just got it. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. But in this run, we don't have super crazy high awakenings on every hero. We don't even have Kigiri at all. Instead, we've got this guy right here, MALRIK. We are swapping out Kigiri, we are bringing in MALRIK, and he is allowing us to take this on and conquer one of the hardest pieces of content in the game. What I want to do here is jump straight into the run, then I'll explain all the mechanics as we go. I'll also point out things as I, orchestrate the run. But before we do any of that, I have to give a huge shout out to the viewer who reached out to me a few weeks ago with this strategy. He made it up all by himself, and that viewer is Pudge. So you can see I just put up the 60k. I was practicing. He told me the comp. I was like, instead of showing the video, I want to actually do it myself. He did pre-film it. I was like, I want to figure out this strategy myself so I know all the ins and outs. It actually took a while. It's pretty sweaty. With a little bit of gear upgrades here and there, it could be consistent for sure. I will say he's no longer using this comp because he did pull a Kigiri with the limited selector we had a couple weeks ago as well, but it's still completely viable. So Pudge, a huge thank you for this insane strategy. Whether this helps players get their first ever 22k, 35k, or 60k, I am very confident it's going to help a lot of people. So thank you, Pudge. I also want to show you this account is not that crazy. It's 6.1 million BP. Definitely good, but not insane. He hasn't even farmed so much that he's level 100. So basically, he has done very thoughtful, very concentrated farming in Gear Aid 3. So you can see he's up to 322 over here. He just farmed the heck out of this as he progressed his account. He did a good amount of Gear Aid 223 as well. But if you don't know, your account level scales with how much stamina you've used in the game. There's nothing more to it. It's the only way to raise your level. So he's done far less farming than the average account, but he's just heavily invested into several gear sets. He's done so many MALRIK runs. Compared to the normal account, he's always low on these. He's done a huge amount of enhances, and that's allowed him to heighten his gear to a new level beyond what his actual account is. Level 91, day 372. It's a very good account, but it's not insane, and we're still going to accomplish this.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
So I think this is really attainable for a ton of players. So like I said, I'm going to explain everything with MALRIK as we go, and I'll do a breakdown of him at the end just to point key things out, but I just think it's going to be more fun if we do the run together right now. So let's head into Abyss 1. Let's go to fight. We're going to do a play test here. You can see the team we're using. We've got Rygar as a Lord, but this is more of a hybrid build than you might typically see on a Rygar. I'm not going to show you every unit, but I've put him in morale, HP bonus, attack bonus. It's very realistic. Pretty solid pieces here with Wicked Vengeance. You just need some kind of DPS with some kind of speed and some kind of HP. He doesn't need insane stats. We didn't go full DPS. We didn't go full tank. There's not good enough substats to push everything crazy high. You can see that piece is good. This piece is okay. That piece is pretty good, but nothing amazing. Less than 100k HP, no defense at all, basically. It's gonna work. Almost 2/3 crit, 60% crit. This is the kind of stuff we're working at. Basically, we're leaning very heavily into our top tier units and making it happen. So right there, we've got the A0 Rygar. We do have an A5 Wukong. To make this work without Kigiri, you're going to need an A5 Wukong or something tremendous in terms of physical DPS. MALRIK is going to be boosting your highest attack unit in a couple different ways I'll point out throughout the battle, and Wukong is going to be that unit. So he's taken to another level. Very cool stuff. He is going to be A5. Like I said, he has the A3 Kigiri now, but if you don't have that Kigiri, bring your MALRIK and make this work. He's in some of the best gear on the account, so we can click through and you can see. Very, very good, but again, not insane. Like, we don't have a quad here. He's just leaned heavily into the stuff we get from MALRIK. Really cool quad here without the crit rate to help enable. Very nice quad on the weapon here, but again, not insane. It's just like a standard best weapon on an account of this age. And it's really, really, really nice. He just did concentrated focused farming and development into this specific team. All right, let's just go really fast now. We've got an A1 Moradin, who's very helpful. The A1's really good for a little bit extra damage, which we do need because it's a sweaty run, but also for rage cycling. Here with Aelin, A0, not an A3 Aelin, nothing crazy, A0. He does have the A3 Diao Chan, though this absolutely would work. For this, you absolutely need A1 Diao Chan, but the A2, the A3, it's nice, but it only moves the needle a little bit. I've got content on that if you guys want to see it. It's great to have, but it is not a must-have at all. The extra penetration she gives to one of the allies from the A3 is excellent, but again, we don't need it. Nastia here, very good, coming in at A0 though. Numera's A2 now, but actually in the original clearance, if you look here, she was A1 at the time when he put up 60.7k. So A1 was fine. Frankly, I think you could even make it work A0 because we don't struggle with the magic phases. We're only going to take down 4 shields in this strategy. It's very cool. Born here at A1, that obviously is helping a lot because now we get shield break for our Sun Wukong and our Numera. Then MALRIK at A1. I will say you don't need the A1, but it certainly helps with the magic side of things. But we're actually good on the magic side of things. So this could even work at A0. The reason it's significant at A1 is because now whenever he does Fire Blast, this is like every 5 basic attacks from his passive, he's going to put out magic vulnerability, so increase magic damage taken by 25%, but we technically don't need it, right? As good as it is, we don't need it. So it's very helpful if you can get that A1, but you don't need it. Finally, Merit, he's just here to put on Wings of Grace. He included him in the original comp, so I'm going to bring him, but we don't need him. The reason I say that is maybe it's changed in a recent update, but if you don't deploy a unit, you don't get the damage boost. Maybe it's working here, so you could bring a Ymeric or an Iax. From what I'm seeing, we're not getting the damage boost. So he's just a guy wearing Wings of Grace, just to give someone else a buff. You might be noticing there's no big healer with a nice big range and AoE damage reduction. We're going to bring an assist unit with Nerissa. However, you could do this without Nerissa. Absolutely. He's done it without Nerissa. I just think it's really, really hard without an A1 Nerissa, and he only has A0. So for that reason, we're bringing his friends Nerissa, who's A1 or higher. However, you can see here, the stats are terrible because when you take a support unit, the stats get nerfed. So it's nothing too crazy at all. She just has that A1. So, you know, we get all those perks, the 30% AoE damage reduction instead of 20%. We get the Abyssal Favor. We get the Rage extended a little bit. You don't need it, but it is really, really helpful if you don't have crazy healing. We've got good healing with an A0 Aelin, but certainly not crazy. All right, without further ado, let's hop in with this team. No Kigiri, he's out. Yes, MALRIK, he's in, baby. Let's get this done. 60k Blood in Abyss featuring MALRIK as the star of the show. He's making it all happen, and he's allowing us to leave Kigiri at home. This is a pretty sweaty run. I'll try to explain as much as I can as we go, but I am going to be focused. Let's place Wukong right away. Then we're going to place Diao Chan right here. She's in Wings of Grace, so she's buffing Wukong with that through her set. Same thing with Numera and then Aelin, who's in Wings of Grace. And then finally, I'm going to place Moradin. And then remember, we had just on the right side the Wings of Grace set on Ymeric. So we're going to use him to place it on Moradin. We can pick him up right away, though, because that's his only role. Maybe he's giving the little damage boost. I don't think he is from my testing. Now, Nerissa, unfortunately, if she's wearing Wings of Grace, we're not getting the benefit. Or maybe that gets nerfed when you use a friend assist hero. So we don't get Wings of Grace from anyone else or Invigoration from anyone else. I'm going to place Nastia here. You'll see with Nerissa, if we click on Nastia, there's nothing. And we'll go Vorn, MALRIK, finally Rygar, and we can quickly flip Diao Chan and then ult with Numera, and I'll show you the total stats. Now, one thing to know off the bat, you can kind of see it right above Wukong's head. You see that like blue weird symbol right here? See that thing where my cursor is? I know it's kind of hard to see. Keep your eye out for it as we go. That is going to be the MALRIK rune buff. There it is. Like, I know it's kind of grayed out, but it's right there. He gives that to the ally in his range with the highest attack. That's going to be Wukong, and that's what's making him so special, right? He's buffing our strongest unit. And we're leaving Kigiri at home, so we're down a physical DPS. We're making up for that with MALRIK supercharging Wukong. So he is granting Wukong an extra 15% attack, defense, and HP. And another benefit he gives is whenever MALRIK ults, as long as Wukong doesn't have a full ult that he hasn't used yet, he's going to give Wukong 15% more rage. So you'll see that in one moment. Let's exit out and I'll show you. I'm going to ult with Wukong right now. And then we'll wait till that's finished. Then I'll ult with MALRIK. You don't have to wait till it's finished, but I want you to be able to visualize it, and you'll see his rage is going to jump up, and that's super helpful. Now, as soon as I can, I'm also going to ult with Moradin. You can wait till like 610, 611, but there's a lot of RNG with Moradin at A1. He is more consistent with his soul strikes. These are his strength and basic attacks that also give some extra rage, but it still is only from 25% at base to 45% at A1 to hit it. So very good, but it can still throw him off if the rage regen's really bad some runs, and it can also make it really easy if the rage regen's really good at some runs. So I like just to ult with him as soon as I can. So there, Wukong's at 0. Let's ult with MALRIK, and look, boom, jumps up there. Actually, I think it's 20%. We'll check when we break it down. Very strong, allows us to cycle very effectively. As soon as this ends here with a little storm, we're going to ult with Aelin. Don't really have to on phase 1. Phase 1 and phase 2, the healing's fine, but it's good to be in practice for later on. Now we get to like 553. Remember, if you don't know, this phase ends at 522. Rygar's ult lasts 30 seconds. So at 553, 552, that's when we're going to ult with Rygar. Boom. I'll ult with Nerissa again as well. And as soon as I can, I'm also going to ult with Wukong. Because thanks to MALRIK giving him the rage boost, because he's wearing MALRIK's rune, we're going to be able to cycle his ult one more time, at least partially. We'll get most of the ult off at the end here. And that is going to help because we're trying to get all the blood we need in just basically 4.5 rounds. We're not going to take down the 5th shield. This comp isn't good enough to do it. In theory, this comp, if we had even better gear and stuff, would be good enough, but not here. Let's toss it on 2x. We got about 18 seconds, now 14 seconds. Let's see. We really want to get off this Wukong. Throw it back on 1x. It's going to just make it. I don't know if I'll get a full ult. Let's hammer away. We triggered it, but yeah, it's gonna switch over in 3 seconds. We get most of the ult done, very strong. Now, before we do, as soon as you see this text, the mode is switched, so let's ult with MALRIK and then Nerissa. And then as soon as I can, I'm gonna move Moradin over here. So far, it looks like our rage regen wasn't good, but it wasn't bad, so we're on pace. Let's move him over here. Now he's out of range and not touching Rygar, so he's not gonna get hit by that meteoric deluge. And very important, he has no one in range because I'm pointing him to the side, so he's in the charging state. So he's out of range of those guys. He can't die. And now he's giving rage to everyone within 2 tiles of him. He's doing some nice rage regeneration, particularly helpful with Numera. You're going to ult early here with Aelin just to be safe. Let's ult as soon as we can with Numera. Can even toss this on 2x. With Rygar, as soon as I can after this Drake's Bellow, I'm just going to ult. It's important on the magic phases you make sure he's ulted when the meteoric deluge comes because it increases his HP if you are using Rygar. And as soon as we come with Numera, we're going to pop that ult. Excellent. Looking good. As soon as the shield's broken, we're going to pop MALRIK for some extra damage in the vulnerability mode. Boom. Now let's throw it on 1x. I want to move Moradin over as quickly as possible. So this round, we got very good rage regen. Not incredible, but definitely good enough. So let's move him back. You might be thinking, don't you want to time the move with when the physical damage phase is starting? Yes, but if we're not ahead of things, the run can fall apart too quickly on phase 4. So I'm just trying to get ahead of the curve. I've done this a lot today. That's going to be the cleanest way. Let's ult with Numera as soon as we can. Boom. Fortunately, there was no magic vulnerability up. The uptime's good with the A1. There you go. You can see it right here. This is what it looks like, that symbol. The uptime is good when you have A1 MALRIK. It's not constant, so there are going to be some holes. As soon as we see that text, we switch. That means we can ult with Wukong. Now it's physical damage again. And I'd say phase 3 and phase 4 are actually where it's hard. And then phase 5, this comp's going to fall apart. So that's why we need to get our blood done as quickly as possible. So here comes the first Drake's Bellow. Boom. I'm going to ult with Numera right about now. So when she ults here, she's guaranteed to put out Grimthorn Spikes, which is guaranteed to renew the decreased damage here. So he's not going to deal as much, and we're definitely going to survive. Now for timing out Aelin, right when the blue line here is right around Storm Surge, that's when we're going to ult. If you do it too late, you'll get locked out. Kind of fine there, but phase 5, you want to be very thoughtful about that. As soon as we can, I'm going to ult with Wukong. Now look, I'm not going to wait till it runs out. I'm going to already ult with Malrik, but you'll see when he comes back, he'll be over 20%. There you go, 22%. Very, very good. The next switchover is going to be at 306, so at 337 is when I'm going to trigger Rygar. Good. Then we need Morden to hurry up a little bit here. We want to get an ult off with him. Hopefully we get a good next round of regen. Looks good. Ult with Wukong, and now we're going to take that shield down. Boom. So you can see we take down that third shield really nicely, but anyone that's done a lot of Abyss, you know we did not take down that third shield easy enough to think we have a shot at the 5th shield. So we're just trying to load up and do our best and put out as much blood as we can now and hopefully hit that 60k when the 5th shield's coming up. We're on 1x here. It's almost time to switch. Looking a little bad on the Rage Regen with Morden, honestly. Let's ult with Numera as it switches over. And ult as soon as we come with Malrik. Great. Right now we need some good timing. I'm also keeping an eye on Morden, who's taking forever. That's not great. Okay, so let's move Morden here. And then right when it's getting towards the slam, the blue bar is getting towards the M there, we're going to ult with Aelin. Then as soon as I can, I want to ult also with Numera to get that decreased damage. Looks like we just tanked it, and indeed we did. So now we're in good shape at 42k. Can you believe we put up 42k this fast with only basically our A5 Wukong on physical and our A1 Morden? No Kigiri needed. That's because look how well Wukong's performing. He's supercharged by Malrik, and I'll show you the exact skills after, but there it is. There's that blue thing floating around him. That is the rune that Malrik is giving him, and is just taking him to another level. There's the other version of the symbol. Look, there's those two right there. Excellent. Boom and boom. Crazy stuff. Let's focus in now. This is the second Drake's Bellow. We're tanking it easily. That's good. As soon as I can, I'm going to ult with Rygar, so his HP boost is up for this Meteoric Deluge. Now we're getting ready with Numera. Right about when that shield's going to pop, I'm going to pop early, because then I should be able to get one more ult out in the vulnerability period. There we go. Boom. Look how big a hit that is. Numera's crazy. Even at A0, A1, A2, she's still crazy, as long as you have a lot of poisons up. Let's get a Malrik hit here, right in the vulnerability window again. So you can see, Malrik, you know, it's not 73 million, 80 million like Morden, 91 million like Nastia, or the 74 like Born, I should have said, but it's nothing like the 8, 9 million from Rygar, with Rygar's weird, tanky, hybrid, not that great build. So, it's going to be the difference, right? Every 10 million is 1,000 blood. So far he's given us nearly an additional, what would that be? 4,500 blood. And it's going to be very close, and that's blood we need. So on top of boosting Wukong to new heights, he's giving us a lot of extra blood that we really, really need. This is going to switch over shortly. Hopefully we can line this up with Morden. I'm actually going to wait for Wukong and Morden so I can make sure we get the physical vulnerability up. I'm just checking if somehow it's already there. It's not. All right, as soon as I can, I'm going to ult with Morden, so we're slightly late on Wukong, but it's all right. I also missed a hit on Numera there while I was explaining, so hopefully that's not the end of anything. It might be. And then I'll probably cut the run and pick it back up here. And now we've got the vulnerabilities up, for that's the physical one, right? So now we can pop with Wukong, should be a huge hit. Now we want to time this out to get the decreased damage. Well, here's the Drake's Bellow. Right at the end of the Drake's Bellow, we're already going to go with Aelin just to be safe. Just because we know we're not going to make it the whole way potentially with everyone anyway. Now, right about now, we're going to pop Numera for some decreased damage. Gonna be a little too close. If I'd popped with Numera, we'd have an extra 1,000 or 1,500 blood or so. Narissa always dies here. This is that assist Narissa who's no good. And we basically just need our Wukong and our Morden to hold on. Easier said than done. Like I said, I'll just pick up the run where we were at the end of phase 4, need be. If we can't hit it here, and you'll see I did kind of blow it there, unfortunately for us. But don't worry, we'll run it back and we'll be good to go. Give me 1 second. All right, we're coming up on the end of phase 3 again. I think this is a good time to pick it up. I think this is clean. See, we got Morden going. We got our vulnerabilities up. We'll pop with Wukong here and take this shield out. Not too shabby. Damage looks pretty good, not crazy. But as long as we stay on it and we don't get bad luck there with Nerissa falling early and I don't mess up that Numera trigger, I think we are good. I do want to include the failed attempt in because I want to show where strats like this are so good, but also incomplete. The strat actually is perfect, so shout out to Pudge. But it's like, we did have to borrow this friend assist Nerissa, and that's something some people will have to do to get a 60k. If you don't have an A1, or you don't have a Draylen, or you don't have another solution, right? Maybe you're running Infernals with Pharisee, then you can do that. But here with Nerissa, right, she's getting such nerf stats that there is some RNG and sometimes she's just dying, and that's just how it goes. Or you're going to miss a click and it's not perfect like I did with Numera. You will have to grind it out and sweat it out, but eventually you will have that A1 Nerissa, or you will have that Draylen, or you will have some other future solution. But it's just showing you the potency of what MALRIK's doing to even make this possible. I mean, look at that Wukong damage. All right, let's dial in here. We're about to switch over. A little unfortunate there with Morden, but hopefully he comes back around fast enough. Let's go there with MALRIK. Put on 1x. There really is more RNG than you realize with Morden being able to cycle quickly. Before you have him A3. With A3, he can cycle insanely quick. We'll do it about 1/3, 1/4 there for Aelin. Let's get that up with the Numera 2, the decreased damage. All right, we're looking good there. If we don't get bad luck here, we did get the 20-second one, which is worse because he didn't have the full stack, so it's not 40 seconds. It's actually better because he's going to come back around faster. That's another thing that's going to be in our favor. Damage is definitely looking good enough if we can keep it at the rate we've got it now. And already ult with Rygar, so his HP's up. It's good. Let's wait for that shield, and boom. Pop it right away. Just timed it perfectly. Get ready for some MALRIK damage too. Should hopefully just be able to get Morden going. He is charging himself up now too, which is nice. I'm going to get one more trigger here with Numera and not miss it. Good. Got this, boom. Let's move over. We're on pace. We should just be able to get it. As soon as that ult pops from Morden, boom, let's go to Wukong. We can go early on that Aelin, and hopefully we get Numera up soon too to get that decrease damage. Right at the end of this first Drake's Bellow, let's ult with her. Okay, let's get the decreased damage. Hopefully we can tank this here. Probably Nerissa's going to drop, but look how high that damage is right now. The Nerissa drops, but we still got everyone else. Just need one nice Wukong ult, and we need Morden to not die before that. So there with Wukong, got it. Let's go with MALRIK. Little boost, we're up to 58k. Aelin's down, but it might be right on time. Come on. And Wukong just dies too. We're going to come in there just under 59k. We'll have to take it one more time. I'm going to leave that in too, because I really think it tells the whole story. But we are so close. We just need that perfect RNG. Aelin to hold on 1 second longer, and we're good to go. All right, here we go again, heading into phase 5. Damage is exactly where it needs to be. I went a little slower that time to make sure I didn't miss any clicks by over-explaining whatever. Just coming up with Morden now too, which is perfect. So not amazing RNG there, but definitely good. As soon as he switches to yellow, boom, we can go with Wukong. And we should be looking at a big number unless we get absolutely boned by Aelin and Nerissa. But I think we're in good shape. They're keeping on 1x. We don't want any mistakes. We're already about to hit 57. Right there on the Drake's Bell, let's go with Aelin, and let's get the decreased damage there from Numera. Here's the Storm Surge. Nerissa almost certainly is going to die, and she does. And actually, Numera died, which is bad, and Aelin died. That is so tragic. Can we at least get the hit with Wukong, please? Come on, sweat it out. Come on. Look how close. Are you serious? 59.8. Leave it in. God dang. If we had the Narissa. Leave it in. All right, we're heading into phase 5 now. I'm going to pop with Numera right as the vulnerability goes up. Numbers are looking pretty good. We just need Morden to come back around in a second. Moments like this, I wish we had a half X speed. Yeah, better lineup than we've had in the past. Damage is in a good spot. It's all going to come down to how screwed we're going to get. This feels like the run number 4 on this incredible Malrik journey. Pop the Wukong. Let's see. Get Aelin going there. Get the damage down, and hopefully Aelin can tank this. We know Narissa's going to drop, but we need Aelin to tank this. And actually, Narissa holds on. This will be the run, folks. So there you go. And you can just see, this is what I'm saying. Like, bad gear would make a better Narissa than this that we're borrowing. So if you guys just have that A1 Narissa, you're good to go. Or if you just have Adrenaline, or maybe play around with the Pharisee or something. Because now that we survived, Aelin's not going to die on this next hit, or at least not fast enough to throw off the run. Next thing you know, we are good to go. Look at that. A big, huge, beautiful number starring Malrik as we pass 60K. Isn't that a lovely thing? We're not going to have a real shot here at the shield, but that is amazing. 60K. Kigiri, you can stay at home. We've got Malrik. It's too cool. It really is. So there you go, 60,628 blood with this extremely unique comp. Or I should say extremely unique outside of the box strategy. The comp, a lot of the pieces we're familiar with, but getting it done in this way, supercharging your Wukong to near Kigiri heights, right? On the back of Malrik. He's making this whole thing work while he provides the necessary magic damage to allow us to make everything else work. And then just an A1 Morden. Pretty crazy. An A3 Morden, this thing goes through the roof. If he had his own A1 Narissa, this thing goes through the roof. There's a lot of ways you can make it work, and it could be really, really amazing. I think this is really unbelievable on a level 91 account. Very innovative. He's been playing a year. He figured this out. Shout out to Pudge. Really happy that I got to learn this strat, practice it a bunch, and share it with you guys. If you guys ever have unique strats like this, come reach out to me. I think that is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So as promised, let's actually talk about Malrik to wrap this video up. I'm not just BSing you and being like, oh, Malrik's the best, but actually Wukong's the one who did it all. No, Wukong couldn't do that. And actually, that magic comp probably would have been just too weak to take out the 4th phase if not for Malrik. So for the magic comp, he's providing damage and he's providing a ton of vulnerability. Again, you don't need this if you had slightly better gear, but that is pretty clutch, pretty solid uptime, though a little bit hard to rely on. But he's providing some damage, and then he's boosting everyone else's damage. Then the very, very key thing he's doing is he's boosting the unit who has the highest attack on the field. So that's through Malrik's rune. It's a signature mark. They call it the Wizard's Rune, and it's going to go to the hero in his range with the highest attack, and that obviously was Sun Wukong based on our builds. And you can see it increases that unit's attack, defense, and HP by 15%. For this fight, the tankiness doesn't matter, but a 15% raw increase to Wukong's attack is just so powerful. It is so helpful. It actually does make that big of a difference. And we're able to get an extra ult off every time with Wukong because we're getting this rage boost. So when he casts his ultimate, Malrik, he's going to give a 20% rage boost to whichever heroes have Wizard's Rune. They say heroes because, again, in Malrik's Halls of Illusion, where I definitely want to try him out now, when he ults, he can apply the Wizard's Rune to an additional allied hero, whoever has the second highest attack, essentially. But this is pretty remarkable. That rage cycling is pretty huge for this battle. When you don't have, you know, something like an A3 Morden, when you don't have all the other perfect pieces, when we have to lean so hard on one unit, as I think many newer players probably have to do. You don't have A5 everything. You probably have just focused on one unit. That's what I would do. Make sure you choose a Kigiri or Wukong, heavily invest in them up to A5. That's how you're going to build them up. Obviously, if you had both at the same time when the soulstones are coming in, you could bring both to A3. That would be really powerful. But if you just have the one, you can lean heavy on it because Malrik is going to allow that unit to put the team on his back, while Malrik really is the secret key to this whole thing working. It's pretty awesome. As for the gear he's in, you definitely want to lean heavily into attack speed just to keep the hits coming in, especially if you have A1 or higher, because the magic vulnerability he's going to put out when he's in the fire mode, right? Like where we were there, the single target mode, or the Winter's Bite he's going to put out in the AoE mode. Those are going to be contingent upon triggering this passive, and it's going to come in every 5 basic attacks. It's a very nice thing. Malik is a very cool kit, and he's very slept on, including by people like this guy right here, right? After his buff, I said he would be a lot better, but I never envisioned he essentially could function as a Kigiri replacement. Not in the way you would think. He's not doing what Kigiri does, but he's elevating Wukong to be able to do close to what Kigiri does, while he is also helping the other side of the fight too. So he's helping your physical side if your physical unit is the one with the highest attack, as was the case here with Wukong, and then he's obviously helping the magic side as a magic enabler, a bit of a magic DPS. Really cool support, really, really, really fun unit. Again, huge shout out to Pudge. I think this is just too cool. If you look at this build also, all tier 2 on the right, like pretty standard, pretty good Soulbound Arcana. Anyone that farms Gear 3 is going to have something like this. He's just using this Soulbound Arcana set. It's not like you have to spread it all over the account. So that's very, very nice. And on the left, this easily could be Warlord. I actually might do that unless you're lucky enough to have these crazy attack speed rolls on Wicked Vengeance. So you can see how heavily he's farmed Malrik's Halls of Illusions. A lot of Malrik in this video to have all these nice recasts, refines, enhancements. And it's enabled this level 91 account with 6 million BP. Get it done. Sans Kigiri with Malrik. Really, really fun. Really, really cool. I actually want to try some Malrik stuff on my account now because I could think a lot of really cool things could happen. There you go. Thanks again, Pudge. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was a grind, but this comp is really, really cool. Let me know if you guys are as excited about this as I am. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel. Share with your mother. I've been Fastidious, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.